Okay, that, welcome to my presentation, Computer Technology Project 2. So my name is Evan. My project title is the Curtin Metaverse Wiki system. So let me briefly introduce my wiki system. So what is the Curtin Metaverse Wiki? It is for the education purposes, and it is designed for the lecturer and students. It is the online website that offers online team collaboration to get work done, and it also include the capture knowledge, uh, for example, the capture knowledge, the summing words, the file sharing, the project management, and this type of online tool is known as a wiki. So it's actually easy access to the user, so it help the user to maintain the workflow, and also it have the own security. So it is secure as the registered users only. So for example, you need to log in or create an, or you have the account to have an account so that you can access or view the pages or content in the wiki. So and another is captcha, which is like apply to prevent the robot. For example, some of the attackers will send the robots to like keep register the it for the user, and they will purposely let the server down. So this wiki, it is a real-time collaborative editing system for academic purposes, and is similar to the Curtin OSIS Blackboard. However, anyone can edit, while Blackboard is only for authentication user, such as the lecturer or moderator that can edit it. And this website is a free and wholesome workplace service which allow collaborative editing of a page and files. So how does it work? It can create a page, edit the page, comment on the page, and upload and download files. It also can set up the links and page file and external, for example, the embedded service, for example, the YouTube service. And the lecturer can provide a safe and secure online environment for students to participate in the classroom activities. The lecturer, as a admin, has a total control over the page of the website. For example, you can manage blog, and uh you can also delete the page that you don't want to, while the user can't. And the lecturer also can share documents, media, and PDF files, and also can post an assignment, a study guide, and give extra help to students. For example, can edit and comment under the page, and students are able to see recent changes of the page. So the student also can participate in the document writing and collaborate on project, and make some decision via the comments, make inquiries, and share ideas and ask for help, and also post note file and links. So my Curtin Metaverse wiki is the type of my wiki is a private, which is malicious user can be to be unable to view the wiki, and the code also to edit any page without having an account are not allowed. All user must be registered to view, create, edit page, and download the file, and it allows any visitor to view the wiki after creating account. So why we want this restriction? This wiki is actually is designed for the coding students only, and it protect the page that need authentication to access to viewing, creating, and editing, while this wiki strives to be as open as possible. Sometimes it's necessary to limit editing of certain page in order to prevent vandalism and edit warning and other disruptive edits. And actually, yeah, this is very annoying if like someone want to like try to like disturbing others. So yeah, so this one is the system to provide to prevent all these annoying and embarrassing stuff. And edit protection protect the page from being edited. And this is my progress timeline. First of all, I will choose the topic for the the CTP, which is wiki system, and the objective is design a free wiki system which is open source, same as a PB work, set up a server and have a web interface of it. And we expected outcome is create a database server to store the video, document, and so on, which is have web interface to communicate with the database. The main feature is including the create, edit page, and download, upload file, and the stage one is in my progress video is an introduction and background, and stage two is design and application, which is this I designed the web server first and the database server, and the step three is programming and functionality, which LAN IP port mapping, external IP address, which is this one is the so that like the different default gateway can access it. And I also set out the wiki web interface as well. And the last stage is the test and debugging, which is I also test the web interface, which whether it's functional or not. And this is my program use. So I'm using the Visual Studio Code, which is I using the PHP and JavaScript. And the PHP is the primary language that my wiki was originally written in, and JS is for the wiki editor. For example, you want to edit a page, you need some tools as well. For example, the bold, underline, all this stuff. And to process and display data stored in the database such as MySQL. And the database I'm using is PHP and the Apache, the web server I'm using is the Apache, which is very familiar and very popular as well. And I'm using the MediaWiki for the data transfer and allow the user to both export and import data from and to the wiki. So you can see this one, this architecture that client web server send the HTTP request, which is the index.php we mention later and we'll cover in the final report as well, to the server. And the server is actually contain the web server as well, which is Apache. And then you will find the index files that in my file directory, which is I will cover later. So the PHP code returns the HTML file as the output for the index.php, and you will send back to server and respond to the client web browser so the user can access it. And this one is the client web browser interface, for example. And yeah, it's like similar with this one. So he requests incoming request to the web server. The web server will ask to request again, so it's double request to the database server, and the database server will respond. You will check whether, for example, you create a page in the web database in the web server. The web server will send to the database, so the database will store it. And for example, the client from the web browser, he incoming request asking to view a page that has been created just now, so he will ask to request the web server again, and the web server will look at the database or check whether it's inside like the story, whether the information is stored properly in the database. So he will respond, he will take out the information and then respond to the web server. Web server will receive it, he will respond back to the web browser so that the user can able to see it. And this in the index.php and enable server HTTP and file location via IP. Yeah, so this one HTTP is like the port 80, which is the hypertext transfer protocol, which is you can access it from the web browser. So this one is the my file location. So yep, the web server I'm using is the SMP control panel, which is a free and a open source cross-platform web server. Actually, it include the reason why I choose this is it's very easy to use. Actually, for example, you open your my Windows. Actually, I got my Windows laptop, so I install the control panel. When I open my laptop, which is my server, actually my servers that contain all this, I will open this one, the Apache and MySQL. I will start the action that here, and then he will continue run my file, which is you see the main executing Apache and MySQL, which is I store my file directory in my server, my Windows server. Sorry, my Windows computers customer server. So for example, I enter this one. Just ignore this IP address. As you seen just now, this one, the metaverse curtain my wiki, and this one is my file directory. For example, you can actually anyone here can just enter this my external IP address in your web browser. You can access it, and then the the sorry the URL link will direct he will direct jump to this one, because you need to access this one. This one is my file directory server, and he will contains the data which is linked to connect to my PHP admin. By loading them together, it can configure, modify, and start the server just by one click. As I mentioned just now, this folder have different names, which is this one is include in my server, and is a file explorer. And then, but basically the folders have permit public access, which is htdocs. You can see this one, this PC Windows SMP, which is this one. You see the control panel and the htdocs. So yeah, and this one is the public access, so that everyone can access it just by using this one external IP address, and this my coding. And you can see it is also inside of it. And this one is define the entry point, which is the main web entry point for the web browser. And the entry point will check the HTML whether the server is matched. As you can see, this
Okay,
one
so for the web
is
server,
my
you can be accessed through the control
I
panel,
have
which
pre-recording
is
for my web
web
server.
platform. Okay, you can go to the admin. For the access, we direct you to the web server itself, and you also can enter the it is a
Direct you
directory.
to the login
So if you go to
which is my
this
website.
one,
Actually,
htdocs,
you got the two ways to
is the file,
access my
is all
website.
the file
One
directory,
is like from
which
my
is a
own
web access.
server
You can be accessed here. For example,
to
this
click the
icon right
admin. But
is this one,
for the common, you guys just like
that I
enter my
reset. Okay,
external
this
IP
one,
address.
and this one is the index file that which is here. Is you can see the URL metaverse curtain my wiki. So you no need to, so you just need to enter the IP address. You no need to type all this the stuff here. Like you don't need to type all this here. You just enter the IP address, which is IP address that I will mention later. So for example, you can config this one via the Apache config, and this one is HTTP configuration file that you are listen port 80, which is the Apache web server. You listen it. The is the Apache web server
This
port number.
change the listen for the
So
specific
and
IP
you
address.
can go to the Apache SMP. So this one is actually is a file directory for the htdocs,
which are connected to.
So you can go here, the directory is the configuration. So I will so you can see this one. Yeah, you can see the web access. So the web access. So the file in the actually and
is linked
here
together,
is in S.
so that the public can have the permission to access this
You
file,
have set the
all these file
configuration,
in
which
the
is you allow
htdocs.
all these file being accessed in the internet. So you can see the C directory, some PHP dots. Okay. Yeah, it's matched. Okay. And for the the static.php, I set my wiki name as the curtain metaverse wiki, and the script part is this one, so that
it will
the
show
IP address can show away
when you
direct
access
to
my website,
this
it will show there is a curtain metaverse wiki. It's just a name.
So which is I no need to put this IP address and then slash metaverse slash curtain slash my wiki. I can show away type the IP address. This one is the public address I will mention later. So how you get my IP address, the public IP address is from this one. I will go to my own router, my home own router, and then I go to the internet port mapping, and I also already set up. So my IP address is
This
this
one is
one.
the port mapping that I allow the
My this
port AD
server
to
IP
go
address is
over the firewall, so that like the
192.168.1.140.
external
This
IP address
actually
can
you can
access
access
it.
the
I
access
mean
this
the
one via
public can
LAN,
access my IP
which is
address.
local
It's just like,
area
yeah.
network, but and IP address. So
And
I
this
will
one
get
is
this one
the public
after
IP
I
address,
enter my local IP address. So it will auto generate the IP public external IP address, which is this one. This one
which
is
is
something like
so this one to so you
if you
guys can
enter your
enter this
public
one
if you enter this IP address,
whenever you are
or the
to
different
access
default
my
gateway can be
website
accessed
there.
to my server
So
too.
you guys don't need to like
Yeah. So if I use this one,
put a
it's
lot of
only
URL
require the
link. So
LAN
you
local
just
area
enter the
to
IP address
access
so
my
that
server,
you can access it.
which is the same default gateway
To I mean enter this one in the browser,
are
the IP address
allowed
in the browser.
only to access my
So
server.
this one is just for the
So this
local.
one
For
I
example, you have
put
same
in my
network with me.
PHP.
Yeah.
This is my site server.
Do not
So
enter the
if you
192.
enter this 9,
For example, I'm like testing.
just load to the
Yeah.
Metaverse wiki.
So this
the
one
main
is just a
page.
site name. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
So
just enter this IP
you also
address.
no need to
That's it.
go.
So the database server I'm using is the PHP myadmin, which is the type of the database is the network traffic to the SQL server. This is a database that typically follow the network data model. The prerequisite of data in the from nodes connect via links between them. So it's usually the free and open admin tool for MySQL and MariaDB is written in PHP, and it is a web hosting services, and the features have is the database. This database have their own web interface, which and this the MySQL and MariaDB database. They provide the database management, which is like a monitoring and like figure out like explore all this, and you transfer the stored data into the format which you set the preventive function, for example the bit data, and this just to make it more encryption. And you got a live chart to monitor the MSQL server activity like connections, process, CPU, memory usage, and so on. And this one is my database ER diagram, and this one is a user. So the IP block is actually the admin who block the IP. For example, someone is like is like doing something is which very annoying, so the admin can block just for like for editing for temporary. You can choose, you get 2 hours, you get a week, or what, just a temporary also can. So this one, the user is manage the permission, and asking the permission is manage this one. And the user also have a user group, which is the admin and the user. So this one is group and permission. So actually the head counter is just a temporary buffer for storage or page view information. So actually this one is user is making the recent changes, and the head counter is tracking the achieve, and then yeah, the recent changes is being stored in here. And the page, this is the page text association informations area, which is the text, and the text is actually the page content which is written in the text. And it actually, if you want delete, he will go to this table, and then the external and then the reason change will be modified if anything is delete. So the reason change will also modify the page that is which is like have any changes or create, edit, and so on. And the page is can change the page restriction, which is the admin protection level, which is I will cover later. For example, the admin will protect a certain page preventing access or preventing edit from someone, so we will change the permissions. And the external link and the page is like the image or the file, the image will be attached and pasted on the page. And the search and the page link will be stored. For example, the external link, for example, the link to page to page in the internal wiki will be stored and linked to the page. And the statistic and the logging, for example, the user account create, page modify, upload file will be recorded in the logging. So the user, it also will calculate record the user activities. So you can see this one is the view, you can view, and this one will be record and store. And then all these things will be go through here to the logging. And this one is the false, which is called image in the database. So this one the user can download and upload from here. And then the file and the image link, for example, you attach a pictures in, and after you upload, so this one will be linked and attached. Yeah, so the more information I will cover in the final report. And this is the database connecting, accessing, and monitoring. So this one is the database statistic, so I'm using the MyWiki.
Okay, so I will like try to introduce how I connect my database, which is I using the PHP my admin. So this one is my database statistic. You can this one is my username my wiki. Okay, so if I go to this one is the configuration, my programming configuration, that I set my database setting at the type is my SQL localhost, the server is localhost, and my database name is my wiki. So the username is Cardin. So the password is this one. And I got the my dot one ini, which is I connect my SQL client. So the port I using is 3306. Okay, and then you can see about this
3306
one
is
is my
for the
file,
database
my file
MySQL.
directory that I connected with.
It's connected with to my
Yep,
Windows C.
is the from this one. Sorry, this one is my this one.
And this
is the main config
with my
database server configuration, which is you can see the root and MySQL. And this
localhost,
one is the host name.
and this one
I'm
is
using to
PHP
connect
MyAdmin,
with all
which
this.
is
And
connected,
also the PHP,
and
which
the
is
extension.
I need to install the extension for the PHP for the MySQL. If not, I can't. If not, it will come with some errors. So I install all this to
And this one is the connecting the database. And yeah,
so this one is the FM login,
which is connecting to the database.
go to the this the tables I use.
I'm using my wiki.
Yep, these all my tables.
All my tables in my database.
Cool.
And this one is the enJSON, which is the JSON format used to transmitting transmitting the structured data over the network connection. It's primarily used to transit the data between the server and web application. The web service and API use the JSON format to provide the public data.
I will show the enJSON, which is the web interface design. That, for example, when you create an account, you will ask for enter the password. It's something like description. So I will show my data, the metadata, and the sidebar. You can see the navigation, main page, all these categories, and then you can see the description.
You can see the navigation,
which is
and you can see the
first your own.
description. For example, you say enter a password or what.
You see the navigation
And you
menu
can see
page
the
that
navigation,
is designed for the
the web
web
interface.
interface. So it's
So
for
you
me
can
that
change
the
anything
user must
here
be a
by using the
very
JSON.
friendly interface, which is like.
So this one is the overview of the relationship between the wiki web server and database server. So this one is the page for an accounts handling, which is we focus to the admin. Each user have an activity logs. For example, you start from here and you will go two choices, which is user and admin. So the user also can create the edit for the navigation file page, and the admin also can create as well. But the difference is between the admin with and the user is the admin can change the protection, which is in review in the main page. And for example, if you are no user, you need login required. If I yes, you can remove the main page. Yeah, and you can also choose to log out and end. You will go in the end. And yep, the admin also can tracking the logs and view the statistic. And if eligible, the user right access. If yes, he will check whether the system will check whether this this user whether is it admin or not. So they will see the user right access. If yes, it can be modified, delete, change any, and change the protection and false for the page. I mean, yeah, you can moderate the website. So if no changes. So yep, and after the modified the any website inside, you can check if the group is accessed. If yes, it will go to the database to like change anything. If no, it will deny. So this is a user account creation and login. This is the flow chart and start, and we'll log in first, and then are there's any similar at the same username, for example. If no, you will choose as invalid. If yes, you will consider again. The system will ask itself whether it's any blocks. If yes, or what type of the block is it, the created user account creation block of editing block. So if this edit if it's a account creation, it will go to the login. And if it's the edit block, it will continue on the with the request to view the page and files. And for example, it will ask again. A system will also, if this one is not any block, it will go to the account it is already exist, which is like already created in the database. So if so it will help try to help you to see whether is there anything wrong with the username or password. If the username issues, you will still close the request as the username has been taken, for example already exit. If the password issue, it will drop request to reset the password, but unfortunately it will parse it and it will delete account. For example, I can't reset it. If you remember, if you forget the password, this is the future improvement that I will I will improve it. And yeah, it will delete account from the database user table and account actor table. If the account is not exit, he will go to the is that this controversial account. If no, if yes, it will consult the admin. Yeah, for some consultation, I think, admin. And if no, you will go to the create account, and you will go to the end. So the more information we create cover in the final report. This just for like literary review. And this the admin management flow chart. The draft is created. For example, you need to keep the environment clean to make sure whether it's to make sure all the things is just for education use, for the education purposes, and the data and I mean the knowledge purposes. And the draft created will become a document, and is ready submit for review, and it will go to the commercial evaluation. Is yes, it will admin will review. If yes, this one will be protect. And for example, if need edit, delete or block, the admin will be parsed it, and then we try to consider whether these three action will be taken. And if it's a no violation, you will see whether this page is blank or not matches or what. For example, like people will accidentally like click enter and save the page without uh without writing anything. So if yes, I mean we review, and also we'll go to these three action. So whether it's useful, and if no, and you will consider that whether it's a useful articles. If yes, we save changes, publish. And then this one is more the if the publish will also will go to the process of protect, and I mean we review, and I mean also we protect it, and we come to the end. And this the web access architecture that you start with the incoming request, and then go to the browser with the HTTP servers, local IP address, and the one and this will go to the external IP address, which is this one as well. It's a web access architecture. So you will go to the use, we're asking the user have an account. If yes, we will go to the login, and this one we store the data on the web browser and database. And if no, the user don't have the account, you need to ask for the create account, which is manual input. Yeah, and user yes have the account login, and then will manual loop whether it's correct password. If no, he will store the data, he will go to we'll go to here, the create account. If yes, we'll store the data on the web server in the database. And the store data will direct the data to the post and show admin or user interface, because I got the two interface, which is like I mentioned. It will display and add the skin and the functionality, and also manage it. And finally we respond the page with the interface, and then it will, if you want to log out, you can log out and go back to the login page again. And this is a user guide of the flowchart. First of all, you will create an account, as I mentioned just now, and you can manually input and sorting the username and password, and this thing you will store in the database. And then you will go to the login page, and then welcome page will be also exit after the login in the main page after that. And this one actually this section is option that you want to keep me login and save the password on the browser, which is if no, you go to login. If yes, you will go to the main page, and it will back to the main page. And if you like want to access it again, so for the main page you can go to the toggle bar, and then the navigation menu. And the toggle bar also you can access the all pages, and you can access the delete pages, and which is like it will like let the database know. And you can access all the file lists as well, and you can delete as well. And this one for and the database also can download, the download here to the all files. You can choose to what you want to download. And the menu, you can upload the file, and you choose the file and save the file, and you go to the file you want to download, and then you click the link, and then you click download. And then if you want to create a page, you can you need to click you need to enter the subject of the page, and then you can edit. You can choose to see the information. You can save the page as well. You can view the page as well, and you can add a new comment. And after you save the page, you will store in the database. Okay. And this log and recent change you also can view as well, which is the information you view here. You come to view here, and then the upload file also can view the recent changes after you upload something. And then you also can search the page, which is like it's only for page. For example, you want to search, and you also can log out and do the end. And another is the site statistic. We include everything, every log activity you did in the website. And if you want to change your password, you can go preferences, user profile and password, change password and verify your identity, and then enter your new password, and then it will save your password in update to the main page and database. So this one is a testing operating. So you will create an account, enter the valid username and password.
Alright, so I will try to create an account which is called testing ABC, and after that I will look at to check the database whether it's updated. So I just select the password and confirm the password. This is the create an account. And this welcome page that welcome to receive it. Remember your password.
Yeah, you can remember the password and then it will store in the database as well, which is admin1.
Username for it, and the user password is stored as the
And this one, yep. And this one and another is login, wrong password will not be authenticated. So I just enter anything.
It is NBS.
It will show that this already
Because
you
and if I try to create the account,
so if you enter any password which is wrong, username already in use, so please choose
different name, so it's work.
This different name. So the wrong to change the password via the user profile.
Using the password,
go
so
to the this one,
ABC and 98.
The pre-references.
Changing the password.
And then change password here. And then enter the new password.
So, and because you are already logged in, so it doesn't require.
And then the database will check and update here, which is modify the last update.
And yes,
and
it can be updated.
Update the password.
Save and update.
And the block account will become cannot edit anymore. Black or user. For example, you want to block the username which called block1 and then edit.
And you
can choose edit.
You can choose the admin page and creations.
Or the account creation. And then you can click the block this user.
Yep.
And the block is succeed. And this one will be showing the specific user has been blocked from the admin.
Database.
And then database refresh the IP blocks in the database. It will show this one is having blocked.
This user has matched.
And this one is the user interface you cannot edit, which is like you become this one.
Is a user ID
the blue
and
the text.
It's match. But this one is just.
So this is the main page that announcement are only view only, which admin can able to change the protection level, delete while user cannot do. For example, so it's in the admin interface you can see it's only allowed for the admin, and this one the page registration is like the main page and the announcement page has been like have the page protection from the admin. So it is a user interface show that the main page is only can view source, which is you cannot edit like this one, the admin. And the database also will show this one, the page ID and page 40, which is matched. And this is the admin given specific user to access the admin
this
right.
One is the
you will see the user right accessed, whether
which is I created just now to check whether I can access the user right or not.
To check whether you can access.
I can check this one that I cannot do any edit for the user right. And while this one is an admin interface.
Just now was a user interface, and just now this here is the admin interface. And you enter the username that you want to like give the access, the user right access for it. To like so that the user like can be modify the website, and then you can be in the group you can change.
User group. I just refresh.
For example, I give the admin for this user.
Come back to here.
This one is the username interface. You refresh
Yep,
it, yeah,
I'm able
it's
to
able to
edit
give
for
the
this one
group
because
to
I'm now
others
admin.
because you are now admin.
I'm able, yep, I'm able to edit
Yeah,
for the
you're
main
able to
page.
edit because the main page is under protect, right? So yeah, this is a user interface. User can edit as well because it really become the admin, and this is a user page, and there's a main page only can like edit, and then it can also like delete the page as well because you will become the admin, and
This one is
this one
the
is the become the
new
admin
user
that
which called
I use
admin
the
one,
event admins to give
which
the
is I
access
created just
for
now
it.
to
And this one is the all the files and the page is the all file list here, and then this is all page here, and then you can, and then this one is a database. You can see here is the, this one is the, it is the image table, and is a page table which is stored inside here, and then this one is a user interface, the file list and page list, and then you can use the search function to like,
this one is
it's
try
only
to
applied to the
search.
page,
So you can click this one, the search
the
bar,
search
the
bar
search
here.
function. Click this one, and
So for
you
example,
like want to follow.
for example, I just put the interface.
This one will be pop up. This one is the just for a page.
For example, I want to
One
search
and
announcement,
so we
so
can
it pop up,
announcement.
and then I just click
Yep,
it, and then
it's straight away
it
go
will
to the
show
announcement.
direct you to the
So you can
announcement page. And this one is the create a page and add a comment inside, and then this one is a user interface.
So I already tried to create a page called testing ABC. ABC. This one is the theme that you want to create, the page, a theme page you want to create.
You have been created this one. Try to create a page and then give the subject of it. I left curtain and then I save page.
This page is created.
This page has been created, and you can add a comment.
You can say,
well done, well done, and then just click the green
so you
click
can add a
button,
comment. You can comment that page,
and then we become
and
yep,
it's already added, and you can,
and then we refresh the database.
You can check your page that you have been created just now.
Yep,
the
test ABC
has been created.
And this one is edit the page and the link page with the external link.
So I will be try to edit the page that I will create it and add the external link, which is like in the PBWorks you can, when you create the page, and then you can insert the link, and so that all the user in the PBWorks can access the YouTube, view the YouTube via the link you provided. So for example, this one is the content that I type. Then this is a YouTube link. Then is my video, is my progress video. So I will just copy the link, and then I just go and paste here. Okay, and then I go to here to save the changes. And then tada! So you can go to here. For example, I close this one, and then I click the link.
He will direct you to the YouTube.
And then it will direct you to the YouTube, which is my progress video that I showed you guys just now.
Hello, welcome back to the City People 1 and 2
Okay,
yeah, it's work.
Go back.
Today's
And then you can base this link here.
And then the database will be update your link, which is you see HTTP.
Yep.
This one, the YouTube link.
and it's
and then it's linked.
it's
It's linked to
good.
my that one external link. And this one is the delete page file, which is it will if you delete the page or file, you will go to the achieve database table, and this one the user interface. The user don't have the permission to delete the file, and then admin don't get the delete button, and then you be and after you delete, it will pop go to the video 4.pptx. will go to the database, which is archive, which is the page or files you don't want. And this one, when you upload a file, download and file link with the page. And you can see this one is the web interface.
So I will trying to upload a file, and from the upload file I will download it, and then at the last I will use the file link, which is, for example, the file in the page. You create a page and then you put the content, and then you want to link the page to the file, so that it's something like insert, okay? And then you will put the file, insert the file in the page, so it's a file link. So for example, this one is a maximum file size with 40 MB, which is, for example, if your file is too large, you need require for the embedded service, for example YouTube, okay? So that the is already like show the external links for functions, that the link will direct you to the YouTube's page, that the content in the page, for example, in the page if you put the external link and the edit external link, yeah, this one is you can see this one is the external link function that you the mp4. And then if you want to download, you can use this one, click here, download, then for the file
you choose the file,
okay,
and then
this
you
this
become the
file
edit
name,
links here, mp4,
and then
and
you
then you
upload
upload the file, and then he will direct you to the file path that you have been downloaded just
and
now.
then for the file
And
here,
if you want to download
if you
this
want to
file,
download,
you just click this
click
one,
the link.
click the link, and then
Yeah, this
in
one
the
is you
right
can see
corner,
this one is
the right corner, you
external
got
link
to
function
toolbar here.
that you the mp4. And then if you want to download, you can use this one, click here, download, and then the download is here. You can see the download.
This
Yep,
this
this
one,
one.
don't be confused. This
file
one
there.
is the video that I download. I
Yeah,
record it,
so
and then
you have been download this file
I upload
that
for that.
I have been
This
uploaded just now.
this
Okay.
this browser is the sorry.
You have been download
This
file
browser, this
that
QuickTime
I have
Player
been uploaded just now.
is the
Okay.
is the thing I downloaded that
Here,
I have been
download.
uploaded just now. And you see
Yep, this
the
one.
download in the
File
browser,
there.
and you open the file, and then this one is
Yeah,
the
so
one
you have been download this
you
file
download just
that
now,
I have been uploaded just now. Okay. Is the file that
and you can see in the
downloaded
file
just now.
explorer that you have been downloaded
So
just now.
you can edit,
And then you want to file link with the page,
you
and then you just insert the link. And this one is the internal in the internal wiki page, and then you copy this one,
which is this one is my link, my internal link. You just put, and then the text to display, for example, testing presentation.
and then you need to
30
link
metaverse
to the wiki page,
which is from, and if you click this one, it will direct you
and I
to
will
this
fix
file.
the thing later.
Yes. So
I will
file
fix this
link,
one.
which is this one.
It become the testing presentation.
Wiki,
And if you click this one, it will direct you
type in the tab.
to the tab, new tab.
Okay.
You become the file, this one.
Test
You can test again. It will bring you to the file that you have been upload and download just now.
That I have been download. and for you go to the
database
you can see external.mp4
will be
that I
update
have been download,
have
and
been
I also
download
show to download from the I will show you this one. So that refresh this one, it will show
and this one you refresh for the database will be update.
Right, you can test the data. I also showed to download that I had this, and also for this one PC edition is file. Show the image link here.
And this one is a region changes for any document you'll be
For
update
example,
here.
for the recent changes like recent changes here, and then tick or what?
For example,
And
I testing to edit
just
it.
a moment.
And then I type the
Then,
testing 1 2
for
3
example,
and
this
save
one is
change
error. What?
and save changes.
It has been changes,
And then
testing 1 2 and the
and then
edit
that your edit was
changes,
saved up
and
and
testing
then
1 2
it's
3,
updated.
and then you can
The reason change just refresh it.
So
It will come.
so
Yeah, you have
the document management system
you have been modified just
already
now
added by
which is
Evan
16 June.
which is this lecturer, and then the reason changes is to tracking all the activities in.
And this one is site statistic, which is the using the database login and site statistic, and then you can see the files
last
and
but not
user
least,
and edit.
And this one is a user, as you know, this user interface. So you will see, you will show the site statistic, which is the 417 file. You go to this one, you see the site statistic in the database. Yep, it's matched, right? And the user is also 7.
And for the future improvement, and I will try to configure or like research for the confirm account, for example, to sign up via email education and disable the direct account creation and require the approval for the new account by lecturer. Direct account creation can be still enabled if you want the admin to able to directly make the term by configuring the user rights. And also I will create a function that is a workplace like PB words and clearly separate the classroom for each different school and discipline. And this one is a confirm account request that you put your username, email address, and then the description, and then you can post your classroom. For example, like PB words, you send the email before you have the account, and the request will send to the admin, which is the unit coordinator, and then he or she will approve it. And then this one is the architecture. For example, the user web browser email, it will send the request account and the email to modify the admin. We send to the wiki, and wiki will notify the admin, and then the admin will ask the confirmation. The wiki will ask the confirmation for this user, and then the web will confirm the email address, and then admin will accept the account and then give the temporary password and email it to the user, and then the user is able to log in and change the password, and the account was okay. Actually, this architecture is like PB works. So this, yeah, I don't have these functions honestly, and I will improve in the future. And thank you for listening my presentation. More information will cover in the final report, and I'm very sorry that actually it's nearly 1 hour because I have a lot thing to cover, which is I will introduce my wiki, why we need this one, and I need to introduce my web server and database server and go through the features, and also the future improvement. And the more time consuming is the user guide. Actually it's cost me a lot of times, and also the database diagram, which is this my design. And I'm very sorry, and thanks for your time. So thank you.